Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm on the floor because this is where I got the inspiration for today's video. The other night, my partner and I, we were sitting on the couch and we had just finished our Chinese takeout at 10:30 at night. Of course, Jack, our cat, threw his favorite toy mouse in this giant gap in the wall. When I went to go retrieve the mouse, I pulled the mouse out as well as this piece of paper, which, oddly enough, had a bunch of Chinese food recipes typed out on it. This used to be my mom's room on the other side of this wall, and apparently she was quite a slob when she was a kid. She's a complete neat freak now. I found it quite interesting to learn, and it's very evident in the amount of garbage that has accumulated in this wall gutter that's going on. We just removed the carpet a couple days ago, and we haven't fixed the baseboard situation yet. We'll get there. Anyway, I learned that this was actually from my mom's grade 9 cooking class. And on this piece of paper was a recipe for sweet and sour chicken balls. Unfortunately, the mice throughout the years have chewed most of that recipe away, but that's okay because I have my very own version of sweet and sour chicken balls, and I'm going to share that recipe with you today. We're going to start by making the sweet and sour sauce. Here I have a small pot and a whisk. I've turned the element on to medium-high heat, something like that. To this pot, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of chicken broth, half a cup of pineapple juice. I just used the can of pineapple tidbits. I strained out half a cup of pineapple juice and tossed in a couple chunks of pineapple. You can omit the pineapple if you don't like it, but this is a very tasty addition. 1/4 cup of lightly packed brown sugar and 1/2 cup of white sugar. 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. 1 tablespoon of vinegar. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch with about 2 tablespoons of cold water, and I've mixed it up. Dump it in. 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. 1/4 teaspoon of ginger and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Let this come up to a boil. You'll see it thicken slowly. Keep whisking it. It only took a minute or two. The sauce has thickened beautifully. Put it aside and let it cool. Let's prepare our chicken. Of course you can use chicken thighs. Today I'm using chicken breasts. I'm using 4 chicken breasts. You don't want to use 4 chicken breasts. This recipe cuts in half very nicely. Not only for the sauce, but also for the batter that we're making next. The full recipe, as well as the half recipe, will be listed in the description section below. Should also mention that you should click a few buttons around here, like the notification bell thing and the subscribe button. I think it's over here or over there. And a like never hurts, or a comment or two. It's up to you. Let's prepare this chicken. All I'm doing is cutting the chicken breast into strips and then into chunks. Here I have 1/4 cup of cornstarch in a bowl. I'm going to dredge the chunked chicken in the cornstarch. I'm wearing gloves because coating the chicken in the cornstarch is very much like nails on a chalkboard, so I'm a little less close to the squeaky feeling. Simply take your chicken, throw it in the bowl, and toss it around. Coating the chicken in cornstarch is going to make this chicken extremely moist and soft. Let's make the chicken ball batter. Today, I'm using a measuring cup to mix up the batter, but you can use a bowl or whatever you have. In my measuring cup, I have 1/2 cup of cornstarch and 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. Here I have 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of onion powder, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a half of a teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, 2 eggs that I've whisked up, 3/4 of a cup of chicken stock, cold chicken stock. Mix everything up. Done. I'm simply using a pot on the stove with an inch of canola oil and a thermometer. I'm going to heat this oil until it reaches 375 degrees. I have a pan here that I've lined with paper towel, this handy dandy spider. Using a pair of tongs, I'm going to take about 10 cubes of chicken at a time, toss them into the batter. I'm going to pick up this measuring cup and then transfer the chicken chunks using the tongs into the hot oil. Cook them for 3 to 4 minutes or until they've achieved a beautiful golden brown color. I will then fish them out, dump them onto this pan, and sprinkle them with some salt. Serve on their own or over rice. I like to serve them with the addition of some lightly fried bell pepper and onion. My version of sweet and sour chicken balls. With the addition of chicken stock and seasonings, this is delicious. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. See you again next time.